Yes, self-care is one of my main focuses of 2022, and I'm a huge fan of Queer Eye. So this class was fun, helpful, and allowed me to get creative while learning how to better care for myself. What's that creative project you wanted to start this year? Skillshare probably has a class to help you out with that. It's never too late to learn something new in a fun and flexible way. You deserve to feed your creativity and invest in yourself, bestie. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Hello, sleepyhead, sleepyhead, sleepyhead. As you can see, the mic is directly in front of me today. You usually cannot see the mic in my videos, but I wanted to pull it out as close as possible because today is going to be a whisper ramble, and I want the tinkliest whispers I can get. As some of you know, January 29th of this year, 2022, was my 1-year anniversary of creating ASMR. January 29th, 2021 was the first time that I posted a video on TikTok and YouTube for ASMR. So I've had some questions asked to me, and that is what I'm going to talk about today. Just what I've learned from the last year of creating, and I have a special guest information into this video in a short amount of time. The next thing I want to mention is that you do not need expensive equipment to start ASMR or even to do it at all. You can just use your phone or your webcam and just the microphone on your computer or the microphone on your phone or your Apple headphones that have a little microphone on it. I've been loving lo-fi videos. It's called lo-fi, low fidelity, which means that you're not using any fancy equipment, and I find that they can be so tingly. I actually prefer them sometimes. You don't need the expensive equipment for ASMR or content creation in general. Just create what you love with what you have. The next thing is the times that I post and why. Majority of my audience is in the US, but I also have some audience overseas in the UK and such. You want to post when people are going to see it at night or when they're going to be wanting to watch it. I know some people do watch ASMR during the day, but the majority watches at night. If you post around, I believe, like 3 or 4 Central Time in the US, I'm just going based off of my experience, I believe that's about nighttime for like the UK, mainly focusing on like the UK because I think that is my second highest audience group location. Majority of my videos I post here in the US at about 9 p.m. I try to do about 9 p.m. Sometimes it's closer to 10 or 10:30. Of course, if you slow down later in the night and during the day and then pick back up at night, that's just how it goes. The best time for me to post my videos is at night, like right before people are going to bed. The next topic is a little controversial, not really, but it's copying ASMR triggers, and I'm not saying there is no copying at all, but 99% of the time it is not copying. I've seen people tag me in other people's focus videos on TikTok and say, oh, they're copying you. They're not copying me. I didn't create focus videos. I actually saw Diddly ASMR do focus videos first. I feel like the beauty of ASMR triggers is that we shared them together. Someone comes up with a new trigger. Oh, wonderful. It's a new added trigger to the ASMR community. We wouldn't have all the triggers we have today if someone didn't create that trigger. There's a total difference between taking inspiration from someone's video and completely copying them. Of course, if your video is inspired or your trigger is inspired by another ASMR artist, give them credit. Absolutely. But sometimes we don't know where triggers come from, and that doesn't mean that they're copying. They've probably seen many other creators do the same trigger as well. With the ASMR community, I just believe we all share these triggers, and that's one of the best parts about the ASMR community, in my opinion. Next, I'm going to talk about, this is just a really quick point, trigger requests. Lily Whispers actually has a great video about like internet safety. If something feels off about someone's trigger request, go with your gut. If you're uncomfortable doing certain things, doing certain triggers, it feels off, it feels like it's maybe not used for the way you want it to be used, just go with your gut. Don't do it. Just move on, ignore it, respond politely. Any of the following. I just want to touch really quick on TikTok. I've had probably 3 or 4 videos go viral on TikTok, and the comments are ruthless. These ASMR videos end up on someone's page that doesn't like ASMR or thinks what I'm doing is weird or childish, and that's their opinion, that's fine, but just being straight up honest. I'm still learning how to balance, oh, I want to make money, but at the same time, I don't feel like creating content right now. So as long as you enjoy what you're doing and give yourself breaks when you feel like you need a break, you're in the clear. Enjoy what you're doing, have fun, and create the content that you love without focusing on the monetary parts of it. With the income aspect, I've seen, and I've struggled myself with trying to navigate paid collabs. I just started doing this a year ago, so I still don't know what I'm talking about, but I did find 2 articles about paid collabs that I'm going to link in the description. I did work in digital marketing before this, so I do know that engagement is a lot more valuable than followers. Of course, you risk undercharging for yourself, so there's kind of like a balance. If someone is offering you free product for a video and you want to do that, please do it. But if you feel like you should be compensated with money as well, I put that link where you can go about asking to be paid, because I still struggle with that. I don't know, I'm still confused about all of it and still learning. I hope that was helpful. I'm just kind of like rambling about what I did for paid collabs. So there are 2 other things I just want to mention really quick. One is burnout. I've only been doing this for 1 year, and I've already like 2 or 3 times felt pretty burned out. And when that happens, I take a break, because I've found that pushing myself makes me feel more and more burned out. And I take a break, and then like within a week of not creating content, I'm like, oh, I'm excited to create content again. So give yourself breaks when you need to. When I'm feeling really motivated, really excited to make content, I make as much content as I can, and with that, reuse content. I'm really rambling here, sorry. What I do after I film a YouTube video is I turn my camera and film those triggers for a TikTok video. And I know people say like you can't just crop down your actual YouTube videos. Well, I can, but then it's super zoomed in because I crop it down to like TikTok size, so it's gonna be like this. So basically I film like a 5 to 10
did see a huge influx in views in that moment on that video, as well as a huge influx of subscribers. But if your like channel is not set up, like if that video was just something that was like super trendy and it wasn't like on par with the type of